So
So but there was a discussion happening
previously on
pre-record previously on CSP as
Okay,
we were breaking it down.
Yeah, it's like the passport boy. I don't associate with niggas that are afraid of strong women. Like if somebody being liberated takes something away from you, it's a problem. Somebody's got to be short for you to be tall. It's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Now, of course, dynamics within relationships, things have got to be tweaked.
Of course.
For sure. But like I said, the type of woman that I like to be with is like, look, we got to be on the same kill. If I'm the guy I'm always growing, bro, I need you to grow with me or to understand me a little bit, but I would prefer that you grow with me. You got to have, like, especially, as they get into motherhoods, what tends to happen is they lose sometimes their identity as a person in motherhood.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's a sad effect. So it's like you got to get back to who you were and the things that you want to do, or pay attention to stuff outside of just a house. The world is bigger than a house. How are we going to teach our kids? And the relationship, you can't forget about that. Is as selfish as it sounds, sometimes you be looking at them like, as you're handling the house business, I get it and I understand. How many times do you think about me?
Yeah.
In a week?
Now, these are also some of the stuff you're saying is like important conversation to
and
have.
that applies to men.
Pre-relationship, pre-marriage.
It don't really but we're talking about long-term relationships.
Yeah.
If you guys are like trying to do something with each other, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to advance in life together, whether you be in a marriage or not if you have decided I'm trying to do something with this person.
Yeah.
Okay, then it can't be just a normal rigmarole. Y'all gotta actually be thinking of shit, envisioning shit, making fucking plans. And she gotta be up with you. And just like if it's the female that's the most creative and into stuff, he gotta be up with you.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about a world bigger than you. I understand we gotta think about a fam, but there's something bigger than us.
Yeah.
And if you just don't care, I don't fuck with that.
In regards to like whether it's goals, whether like, things that we can do together, because you are building together, right? You're going to do this whole life journey together. So if you're not bringing none of that, or like what we mentioned earlier, where you come into this, I tell you kind of where my mind is at.
Yeah.
And then you just automatically start adjusting your life to what I do. It's like, no, we still need to do what you want to do too.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to transform your life and stop everything you're doing just to do what I'm doing.
And if we're going to do that, I'm going to need you to have like thought that out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not just go on the fly with that stuff. And more importantly, if we decide, I want to build a future. Okay. All of this shit is just an investment in each other.
Of course.
I'm investing in you, you're investing in me, and then we have kids. Okay. You're the mom. And I'm definitely the dad. I'm going to be teaching my kids and disciplining my kids and stuff. But you're the first teacher. So the pedigree of that teacher matters to me at this point.
It has to.
So I don't want nobody that's just not thinking about nothing. What you going to teach my kids?
But that's one of
the you don't care about nothing.
That's one of the biggest problems. Like today, is I mean, I get it. Like some people, everybody's living a different life, right? So some people are involved in business or they're involved in something that occupies a lot of their time. But are we putting ourselves in position still to make time for each other or to, make time for the things that we've always talked about doing, the goals we need to accomplish? Are these things still happening or are they fading out? Are we living your life and not our life?
It's a partnership, man.
Yeah.
It's a partnership. So, yeah, I think that you're only as good as the weak linked. And if I just wanted a chick to be submissive and do my bidding, the weak link is the teacher of my children. I don't fuck with that. I grew up surrounded by nothing but strong-willed black women. I can't take no weak woman, bro. So I don't understand it.
The great thing about you
strong women got shit done.
But the great thing about you being raised around that type of circle of a lot of strong, powerful women is that this is how you develop this mindset.
Yep.
You developed a standard on what you expect out of a woman. And it's not a bad standard. It don't sound like
even
a bad
at
standard
21, I be talking to my homeboys and be like, man, I can't fuck with Keisha. Why? Keisha, she just got a mouth. Oh, she be talking shit? Nah, she just got a lot of opinions. Oh,
So what's the problem?
the most successful shit I saw was got my back when I'm right, kick my ass when I'm wrong, kiss my forehead when I'm taking care of business.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nobody pushing you. Who pushing you?
But these people, there's
You
a
got
lot of-
something submissive and nobody's pushing you. You better be self-motivated than a motherfucker.
But there's a lot of people stuck in that mindset of either they don't want to be told nothing, they don't like to be criticized. There's a lot of things they don't like. If you do like
For
a
sure.
productive civil criticism of your partner, and they take it as like attack, disrespect, a judgment.
I know niggas that cannot get their feelings hurt. The first time a woman says something that hurts, fuck that bitch. Like, nah, she just
That's so
and I'm
crazy,
not,
bro.
I had an issue when me and my wife first started dating. The way she was coming at me one time, it was like, hey, stop talking to me like I'm not somebody you love. That was an issue. I'm not a regular person. We're in a relationship. Stop talking to me like I'm a regular nigga on the street.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not with a person that is like, as soon as we get in an argument, she goes for the throat. I've like the thing that I love her about her the most is I'm watching her.
Yeah.
We rarely get into it. I think in about 15, we've only had like 3 arguments. Major arguments.
That's good.
Because when we get into disputes, I watch her pull her punches. Shit that she wanted to say and I watch her get ready to say,
she holds back.
she just hold it back. And I'm watching her hold it back. That's good. And it's sort of like, hey man, I hold back. You can say what you say because I'm built for that.
Yeah.
I can take criticism. And out of all of this, she's only said one thing that like fucking destroyed me for like 4 years. It
4
took me
years?
4 like we broke up 3 years. We were going out for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we broke up. My fault. I fucked up. And we got back together and we were talking about some deep stuff. Having a real coming to Jesus thing about our relationship. And she was like, you were the best choice. You were the best choice. Because I knew that you were always going to do what you're supposed to do and responsible, and you were going to take care of me. You were the best choice. You weren't my first choice. And that shit was like,
it didn't sit well with you.
Boy, that shit hurt that shit hurt for 4 years.
But it's crazy because that's an honest, realistic answer to this.
I ain't never run into that in my life. I always thought I was that nigga. Nobody's ever told me something like that.
Most men would have internalized that and got petty as fuck.
Look,
I never got petty, but I internalized that shit. That shit hurt.
But Nemo's right. Most guys would have taken that a whole nother way, right? That would have fucked them up.
Nah, I don't do petty. It's not in my nature, but I was hurt.
No, but we ain't talking about you.
I did no lie. I did internalize that shit.
No, but we ain't talking about you. We saying the most of men would react in a whole nother way. Either it'd be some violence, some crazy talk, something would happen. But those are the types of criticisms that we as men should be receiving when we are fucking up.
You know what it taught me? After 4 years of going through my wills, by the time I got to the 4th will, I was like, why is that a bad thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
she literally told me,
I'm the best.
I'm the best, but I didn't accept that.
Like there's other.
You didn't.
I heard you weren't the first
You didn't
choice.
like the
and
other
that's
options.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that I wasn't the first choice, because to me, the first choice would be the best. I didn't even hear her when she said you were the best.
You didn't.
I was too hurt in my goddamn feelings. It took me 4 years to go, wait a minute.
That whole statement turned into one of those reality shows where they picked the man at the end. That's what happened, and you felt that way.
That nigga got a rose.
I got the
That's what happened to you, man.
Oh shit.
That's what it boiled down to.
Dog, but that's some real shit. It took me 4 years. But the difference between me and most men is for 4 years I was doing this. I was going over it.
Yeah.
It hurt me for 4 years, but I was trying to
4 years
Make it
alone.
right.
4 years a long time.
It's a long time, but by the time I got to the end, it just was like, why is that a bad idea?
One important thing here, I think, too, that just what I picked up over the years, too, is the fact that how you found out that, like, you were the best option out of maybe a few other options, right?
One.
And people,
Motherfucker.
hey, well, there's one or three.
But you know what?
It's
I
still,
wrote a poem just be like, thank you for fucking up, my nigga.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you know, the fact that, like, I guess a man, and what I'm saying, a man or woman should never feel like you were the only option.
I put
Had
you
that mindset already,
Yeah.
because this person is searching just like you're searching.
But she wasn't doing that before.
That's fair.
I put her in a position to choose. When we broke up, options came.
Yeah, because you kind of put her back out there.
There would be no options if I wouldn't have.
You said to the streets.
So
with
you got to accept that.
But these are things that happen to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people break up constantly.
Mhm.
Some people, that's a regular thing for them, is the, you know, the constant break up here, break up there, we make up, and then, you know, that's how some of these people function, damn near. They need that little drama and that little craziness to
And
get their relationship going.
I knew, you know, as much as it hurt, and this goes back to the original point
Mhm.
of how you choose your partner. As much as that shit hurt,
Mhm.
I knew that I was dealing with somebody of value. Because she's the one who put us back together
Yeah.
when I didn't know that that was like a thing.
Yeah.
I'm 28, 29. My thing is, my experience is I fuck up, we break up, keep moving. That's how relationships work, right? It was like
Times.
2-3 days before after we broke up, she was like, nah, you're going to come to church with me. We're going to talk about this.
Mm.
I know I just broke this person's heart.
She,
And-
wasn't,
and
she
we-
wasn't done with you.
Now,
She took you to the dojo.
Now, not only that, yeah, she took me to the
Took
dojo.
you
I'm
to
gonna have
the
to take
dojo.
myself later on to the dojo. But not only that is, okay, we came back and we talked about it,
Mm.
and then we got some distance. I was working up in New Braunfels. She was still down here in San Antonio, but we shared an apartment together, so we had to remain in contact. So we still communicated with each other, and that allowed things to grow back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because of who she was as a person. She didn't let it go. And then when we got back around each other and I started coming back to the apartment and stuff, I remember she looked me in the face and was like, hey man, I forgave you. You're going to have to forgive yourself. And that shit was like,
Mm.
nobody ever told me that shit before. I remember I was ready to cry and shit.
Hey, you
Because
looking at-
I couldn't look her in the face.
Yeah.
Never had this situation in my life, nigga. I always been, in my
Yeah, it was
opinion,
something different.
that dude. But when I came back to the apartment, I could not look her in the face. I ain't never run into anything like that in my life. That was something different.
and
That taught me at 29, this is how relationship works. Sometimes you can go through something devastating and actually it's like a broken bone. When that bone heals, it's going to be stronger.
Yeah, it's kind of back at it. Get back to
So
what you were doing.
That's education. So by the time you tell me I wasn't the first, I'm not just dealing with some bum on the street where I could just replace you.
Yeah.
Nah, you're the type that's teaching me shit.
That's in the event that you're dealing with a quality person.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't
But ain't that what
necessarily
we talk about?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't necessarily select quality personnel, and they doing kind of the same thing you're doing where they sticking around. A lot of people also got to be able to defer on what is a quality person to be having your life and then who's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you got to know there's also nothing wrong with letting go either.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be the hardest process.
That'd be the hardest process, but you know, being conscious that you have something special is also a
get
thing.
used to
It shouldn't be that hard if the person is not of quality.
Mhm.
You gotta write everything down and see like what is happening here that we're either dysfunctional or that we keep hitting this dead end.
Sometimes it's a timing thing. Maybe sometimes you'd be like, you're meant to be together.
Yeah, it could be a timing thing where now you passed up the time
Mm-hmm.
and you missed your shot, you missed everything, or you did it too early.
Yeah, and you sometimes you gotta both gotta grow past. Like you got a weakness and she got a weakness.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let shit go and she's got a quick mouth. In 3 years, dealing in relationships, because relationships should be teaching you,
Mm-hmm.
she's learned that my quick mouth has cost me some relationships. And you learn, I just don't be letting shit go.
Yeah.
By the time y'all meet up together, You've already started working on those weaknesses, and now you can function because this was the only wall that was separate. You knew you had something good, but you couldn't get past them two walls. The
Yeah.
walls are crumbling now, and now you can meet in the middle. It works now, just not at 25. 25, it didn't work. 28, it works.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That could be a thing. That's not always a thing. Sometimes you shouldn't be going back with the same old person.
That's if both people are able to do that.
True.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if somebody asks me, man, look, it's really simple. You meet a woman who makes you a better person,
Sure.
not your situation.
Mm-hmm. Person in general.
It doesn't matter the situation. She can make a lot of money and put you in a better situation, but y'all don't function together.
Mhm.
If she makes you a better person, if when I met her, she already had bachelors and a master's and stuff like that. I was intimidated.
She already had herself in great positions.
She had bachelor's, master's, and was working 2 jobs.
You felt like you
And I
needed to
just was
step
sort of rolling with the punches.
You're just showing up.
But we wanted to be
that's what happened.
Yeah.
You just showed up.
yeah, but we wanted to be together.
Yeah.
But one person is clearly thinking about their future, and one person is just rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at her, and the difference between other people is like, I can't fuck with her. I looked at her and was like, I gotta get my shit together if I'm gonna be. It never crossed my mind that I couldn't be.
Mm.
It only was, I gotta get my shit together if I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
Because I ain't bringing nothing to the fucking table as a man.
And she is the table.
I never asked her to be submissive or none of that shit. I just wanted to ramp myself up.
She's currently head of the table is what's happening.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna just close out with this last thing. This is the last thing I'm gonna say on this. Is like when it comes down to like trying to find the right one, right? Select. My thing is, I do agree trying to find yourself a strong woman. Somebody who maybe was already good independently, kind of like in your case, already had degrees, already had kind of a situation going on. She probably didn't need anyone, but it was nice to have someone who balanced her out,
She did.
whatever her reason is, right?
She had a great foundation, but she did.
My thing is too, like, yo, in the event that something happens to me, I want this person to not be afraid. And she's going to be able to be all right, especially if we have children. I want her to know that she's going to be all right because
You can't be shaky, baby. You can't panic.
you need a strong woman like
Yes.
that. You know what I'm saying? Who can, that's why I like, if I meet somebody who's already certified, got a nice career going, to me, that's more attractive.
More than that. It's just, you can't be like shaky in life. Because even my wife, with all of that going for her, before I joined the military, she worked 2 jobs. I remember she would come home like often from the second job crying because she hated that job so much.
Mm-hmm.
Working 2 jobs, but she hated, but she did what she had to do.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I respect that, but also what's important is because you're crying because you see yourself differently. You have a vision for what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So if she didn't have that vision, she would look like a punk bitch to me. You can't
Probably.
handle life. But the reason she's crying is because I have a vision for what I want and I'm not achieving it right now.
Yeah.
I see it a little differently. So whether you got a career or not, do you have ambitions? Or do you have a vision and stuff?
Exactly.
And when hard times, and because if you're not where you're at in life, when the hard times come, are you shaky?
Mm-hmm.
Can you handle it? You know what I'm saying? That's more what's important. If we get into it, are you just gonna withdraw from the relationship because we had a spat?
Yeah.
We're walking around each other like some gunslingers for about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Can
Ready
you,
to duel.
Can you bring us back together?
Yeah.
Or do you just close off? Do you wall off and that's about the end of it because you were hurt?
Yeah.
That's more important to me is how you operate.